Big round of applause. Force the vote!
Force the vote!
Force the vote!
Force the vote!
All right, it's exciting to be here. Thanks, everybody, for coming out, for giving of your time to get health care for your fellow Americans. God, what a crazy thing to demand. I mean, as many people have mentioned, we're in the middle of a goddamn pandemic, and they say now is not the time. You know, nearly 90% of Democrats support Medicare for all, and they say now is not the time. 90%! You can't get 90% of people to support anything. You couldn't get 90% of Democrats to support free ice cream, for fuck's sake. 70% of all Americans, including Democrats, Republicans, support Medicare for all. And the other 30% need Medicare because they're eating paint chips. And they say now is not the time. 14 million Americans have already lost their employer-based health care in this pandemic. And we're told now is not the time. 1 out of every 3 Americans, the latest study, 1 out of every 3 Americans said in the past month they've had trouble paying for food or paying bills. You think they can pay for our insane healthcare system in the middle of that? 1 out of every 3 Americans, adults, and they say now is not the time. The U.S. is the only industrialized country in the world without health care for their citizens, and the richest country in the world, and they say now is not the time. Think about that. Try and process that for a second. Algeria and Botswana provide health care for their people, and we can't do it. Egypt, Ghana, Morocco, Seychelles provide health care for their citizens, and America can't do it. Tunisia, the Bahamas, Canada, Costa Rica, Mexico, Cuba, Trinidad and Tobago. And they say now is not the time, and America can't do it. Argentina, Brazil, Chile, they give their citizens health care, and America can't do it. Colombia, Peru, Bhutan, China, Georgia, India, Indonesia, and they say America can't do it. Israel provides health care for their citizens, and knowing our relationship, it's probably us paying their health care. Japan, the Maldives, Philippines, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Thailand, Albania, they give their citizens health care, and America can't do it. Austria, Belgium, Croatia, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Iceland, they give their citizens health care, and we can't do it. Iceland, the Isle of Man, sorry, that's not PC, the Isle of People, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, Romania, even the dastardly Russia gives their people health care. The evil, evil Russia somehow is able to give their citizens health care, and we can't do it. Serbia, Spain, Sweden, Turkey, the UK, Austria, New Zealand, and Macau. Wow, to Macau. They give their citizens health care, and yet here in the United States, we can't fucking do it. It's insane, it's bananas, it's disgusting, it's a crime against humanity. And yet they say now is not the time. The other thing they love to say, which is the reason Joe Biden threatens to veto it, is because they say we don't have the money. We can't afford it. Where are we going to get the money? A military budget that's over $700 billion a year. Really $1 trillion when you factor in all the secret shit. And they say we can't afford it. We don't have the money. $21 trillion unaccounted for adjustments in the Pentagon's finances. And they say we don't have the money to give everyone health care. They give billions to other countries so they can buy weapons. And yet we don't have the money for health care for our own people. Billions of subsidies to oil companies, and we don't have money for our own people's health care. Billions of subsidies to factory farms, one of the biggest polluters in the planet. We throw out 40% of all food, but we'll fund that, and we won't fund our own people's health care. We allow criminal billionaires to hide their trillions in tax havens so that they don't pay into our country that made them that insanely rich, and yet we don't have the money to pay for our citizens' health care. We don't have the money is the biggest lie ever told. It is horseshit. There is plenty of money to fund our citizens' health care. And what we're up against is something very powerful, because a large Princeton study has shown that if something is put before Congress and it does not align with corporate interests, then it has a near 0% chance of getting passed. And that study shows more than anything else that the Congress has been captured. They have been captured by corporate interests. They've been captured by the rich. They've been captured by the billionaires. And it is only people like you standing up that will ever get something through Congress that doesn't align with corporate America, what they want to do, and their profit margin. Thank you guys, and keep fighting.